Today we are talking about distributive property, and if you do not remember, let's just refresh your memory a little bit. We did it in Unit 2 where we learned that if you have 3 times, let's say 4 plus 5, by order of operation we would have to solve what's in parentheses, which would be 9, and then multiply that by the number in front, and we would end up with 27. But then the distributive property claims that, no, we don't have to do it that way. If you do have such situation, we actually can multiply each member inside of the parentheses by the number outside first, which would be 3 times 4 is 12, plus 3 times 5, 15, and when we add them up, we would get the same answer. So, now, where the distributive property is quite useful is when we get in situations where we have variables involved. If you look at this expression here, 5 plus x and then multiplied by 4, there is no way we can add what's in parentheses first because we don't know what x is. But we can simplify this expression by multiplying each member inside with that number outside. So when we simplify that, we have 20. 4 times 5 is 20, and 4 times x is 4x. So we simplified this expression by using distributive property. Now, this form here that has a parenthesis in it is called factored form, whereas this form here is called expanded form. Let's now try to simplify these expressions. So what we have here, we have the first one that says 5 times x minus 3 in parentheses. So to simplify it, we need to multiply each one inside with that number outside. So we have 5 times x, and I'm writing what I'm doing, and then I have minus 5 times 3. Now, this step you don't have to show us at all. You simply can just look at it. 5 times x, or here 5 times x, that would be 5x, minus 5 times 3 is 15. This is the final answer. This is the answer that we want to see. Now let's look at this one here. Well, let's do C before we do B. We have here 2 times 3m plus 7 in parentheses and then plus 8m. Recognize, because we have parentheses, we have to multiply both members inside by 2, but 8m is not being affected by that. So 8m is not going to be multiplied by 2. So we have 2 times 3m, which will give us 6m, and then 2 times 7, which will give us 14, and then we copy plus 8m as is. Now, we can only check, can we simplify further? Can we combine like terms? And we have 6m and 8m that both have the same variable, so we can combine them. 6m plus 8m will give me 14m, and I still have plus 14 here. Now I have to stop because I cannot combine those two. They are not like terms. Now if we go to B to check that one, what we have 4y minus what's in parentheses. There is one thing that you can do for this one here. You can actually put number 1 if you want to in front of it. And then in that case, you know when you have minus 1 in front, that's actually addition of a negative 1. So we need to multiply by negative 1 each member of the parentheses. So here we are. 4y is not affected by that. So we have 4y. And now we have negative 1 times y, which will give us negative y. And then we have negative 1 times 6, which will give us negative 6. Keep in mind, I'm writing negative 6. This is the same as adding a negative 6. But subtraction of a positive is the same thing. So now when I have this situation here, I need to combine like terms. 4y minus y would give me, keep in mind, this is 1y. You can put 1 in front of it. That's a 3y. And then I have minus 6 there. I can't combine any further because they are not like terms. The last one, the example, I need to distribute 3 to both members of the parentheses. So I have 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times 2x squared, it's all positive, so that should be 6x squared. And then I copy plus 2x. Notice these two are not like terms because this one has squared, and in this case I can combine these two, they are like terms. 3x plus 2x will give me 5x, and then just copy plus 6x squared. So now how do we go backwards? How do we write this form, which is expanded form, as a factored form? Notice in all of these here we started with factored form and we wrote it as expanded form, each one of them. Now we are going backwards. So what we need to think here, we need to think what factors does these two consist of. So 2x is actually 2 times x, those are the two factors, plus 10 I need to break into two factors where one of them would match one of these here. And when I look at 10, I know I can get it by multiplying 2 by 5. So notice 2 is being repeated in both, so that 2 comes out, and then x plus 5 stay inside. For a minus 18, I can break 4a as 4 times a, but then 18 I cannot break into 4 times something evenly. But here is how I can break 4a. I can break it into 2 times 2a minus 18 I can break into 2 times 9. And now I have the same number in both. Take it out. Everything else stays in.